Doctopus might be my favorite add-on that Google has, and it's just because it makes things so easy to manage. But aside from the fact that I can manage a whole class with everybody doing the same thing, it also lets me differentiate and make small groups. So we're going to look at how we do that here. The first thing I want to do is go to add-ons. Now I'm in a Google Sheet, so remember that you'll go to New and then Google Sheets to create one, and then I'm going to go to add-ons and I'm going to open up Doctopus. If you don't already have Doctopus loaded, you'll want to go to Get Add-ons and you will want to search for it in the box right here. And here it is, it's this one. So if I didn't already have it, instead of this green button that says Manage, it would say Free. You want to click on Free and install it. So then you'll click where it says Add-ons, click on Doctopus, and click Launch. Now Doctopus is ready to go, and the reason why I started out with a blank spreadsheet is because I'm going to build a new roster. If I already had one, then I could just select it, but I'm going to go over here where it says Step 1, Select a Roster, and I do have all of these different rosters, but let me just click on this one that says Test Roster and see if that one will work. Okay, and it has these names in it that I typically use for testing, so that will work. I'm going to use this roster. And you can see here where it put in all of these names, first name, last name, and the emails for me. Okay, now if I was building a roster, it would have still given me these headings up here at the top, but I would have had to go back in and type everybody's names and email addresses. Okay, so that's good. That's the way I want it. So I am going to click Next. It's got all the names in it that I want. And now it says select sharing type. Okay, so here's my choices. I can do individual all the same. I can do individual, it's differentiated, or I can do project groups. So each group creates one shared copy of a doc, okay? And then this single shared copy of a doc for your whole class, you could do that, but that's the same thing as just sharing a doc with your class. The difference is this just gives you more controls over it if you used it in Doctopus. So I'm going to choose differentiated for this one, and I'll click where it says sharing type and choose differentiated. Okay, so now I need to choose the kinds of levels of access that I want my class to have. It's pretty typical that I wouldn't want students to access other students' assignments, so I would just leave no access. And then right here, I need to choose if I want my students to be able to edit who can see this. Like, let's say that these two people decided they wanted to share their documents with each other. If I allow that and uncheck this, then they'll be able to. And then I can add a co-teacher here if I want to. The co-teacher will have the options to embargo docs and to collect them and all of that. So that would be the purpose there. So I'm going to hit save and continue. So once that is done, you can see here that I have all of these say Group A. Okay, now that column wasn't there before. It was created just now after I chose that I wanted to differentiate. So I'm just going to click here on this one, and I'm going to say that that's Group B. Okay, so now I have 2 students in Group A and 1 in Group B. The next thing I need to do is choose what templates I want to use. I made a couple of note-taking guides. One has more scaffolding in it and the other one has less, so it would be based on student needs. So I have to choose my folder that those go into. So whenever I'm looking here at all the folders that hold my assignments, now keep in mind it says folder in all caps. That means I have to actually click on the folder icon. I can't just click on this box. So my folder's in here. I'm going to double click on this one. And then my next templates are in this folder that's called Forms and Add-ons. So I'll hit select. And then I'm going to hit refresh over here. And now it says, for differentiation, what item do you want students in Group A to have, and what item do you want students in Group B to have? So Group A, they are going to have Notes 1. Group B is going to have Notes 2. And then I need to give it just a moment. Whenever I do, Save and Continue will turn blue, and I'm going to click on that. And then here is where I get some opportunity to customize this so that way it makes sense to me. The assignment folder, it just goes off of what the folder was, the name of the roster, and then the date. I want my assignment folder to be called Notes. So I'm going to create a new folder called Notes by clicking on that. And this is going to store all of my students' notes that they are taking. And then how do I want it to look? My student's last name, first name, and then I want it to be called Notes. I do usually send a sharing notification to all of my students and put in a message like, you will use this during class today. And then they have it. I hit Save and Continue. It's going to give me just a little preview of what this is going to look like. I'm going to hit Run, Copy, and Share. And now it's telling me that all steps are completed. So you saw that it was populating all these right here. And what it did was sent out this template to this student. Now remember, this student was in Group B. So if I click there, I can see what their notes look like. Okay. And then this student was in Group A, so let's take a look at their notes. So Group A had notes that were more complete, so that way these students could focus more on what they were learning instead of trying to hurry up and write down everything. So this is just one way that you can provide resources to students based on ability using Doctopus, and it can make your life so much easier.